surface of the earth was uninhabitable by human beings, I took a train. I gotta just, it might help you if you just know that this song is written from a perspective far into the future. And we'll start again. 3 years before the surface of the earth was uninhabitable by human beings, I took a train to New York City, through the black hills of Ohio and the Pennsylvania hills of acid rain. In those days folks were digging, always digging through the limestone and the coal and granite and magnesium. For the tunnels and the caves, subterranean rivulets, for the moles that we eventually became. Slavery was everywhere, it was simply necessary, otherwise the planet was a grave. And so I guess inevitably it became a status thing. Some people, they just had to have a slave. People were still bitter about the forced sterilization of all but 10% of the population. And so I tucked myself away for one last little Mexican vacation. When underneath my seat was a flotation device, in case the train could not avoid the floods. 16 trains that summer had already gotten stuck where the Atlantic meets the Indiana mud. One half of the people on the train were policemen as mandated by the Senate of the world. But still I somehow met and got to know, jumped the train with a runaway slavery girl. Sha-la-la, shake it, runaway slavery girl. Sha-la-la, shake your behind, runaway slavery girl. Everyone had long forgotten about football, baseball, basketball, and rice. The airports were shut and the cars had gone to rust, and the hemispheres had both sunk twice. The sky was purple and we hit the ground running. Our will was strong, our love was made to order, and all we really wanted to do was make it to the Mexico-Canadian border. We rambled through the hills, Pocahontas, Buffalo Bill. Sometimes I found some work carving Davy, and with nothing but our love and the shirts on our back and our biologically useless mating. But she rarely had my dinner served, and finally she got on my nerves, and with not much time left above ground in this world, sometimes you gotta look after yourself. Yeah, one cold night in Philadelphia I turned in my runaway slavery girl. Sometimes it's hot, sometimes it's cold, sometimes it's anybody's guess. Sometimes you do what you have to. This was one of those times, I guess. And now that we're all underground, I sometimes wonder if she found her way or not, or if she's still a slave. Still and all, there's worse, you know. Anyway, it wasn't personal, just something about those West Virginia waves. 3 years or maybe more, like 2.5 before the earth was uninhabitable, I jumped aboard a train to New York City, through the black hills of Wisconsin and the Pennsylvania hills of acid rain. Folks were still adjusting to the preparatory chemicals administered through widespread inhalation. And so I settled down, nestled back, shut my eyes for my one last little Mexican vacation. Sha-la-la, shake it, runaway slavery girl. Sha-la-la, shake your behind, runaway slavery girl. Now isn't that just the kind of chorus you want to sing along with? Ooh, sha-la-la, shake it, runaway slavery girl, runaway slavery girl. Ooh, sha-la-la, ooh, sha-la-la, shake your behind, shake your big, runaway slavery girl, runaway slavery girl.